is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am making a build video, show you guys what I'm running on my Stam DK, and apparently I need some fancy name for your builds. So I will call this one Gorilla Glue because it's cheap to get the sets, it's easy, and it works in almost any situation. It's got weapon damage, it's got the resistance, it's in medium, so it's got some speed, recovery. Just really good overall build. Let's get into it. Probably what you came for. What sets are you running? Well, we got the Asylum Battle Axe on the front bar. If you don't have this yet, the hardest part about getting it is just getting a group together. You can run this trial on normal with 10 people. Get it done in half an hour. You can run this or the Greatsword if you want to just do pure damage. Make it Nernhoned. If you can't, if you're in a guild, just ask someone to do it. They usually do it if you supply them the mat. So I run the battle axe. I like to have a little more dots. I tried the straight damage. I don't like it as much as the way I'm running it now. I also got drain health poisons. They're double dot and they restore health to me, which is really nice for the healing. It can keep you on your front bar for longer. You don't have to stop and heal, switch to your back bar and heal. You can just keep the pressure going. You make those, by the way, with butterfly wing, mountain flower, and scrib jelly, and I think there's a couple other combos you can use. Back bar, I'm running Death's Wind for a little bit extra physical resistance. I got an infused one-hander. You can have whatever one-hander you want, doesn't matter. I just didn't have infused on my sword, so rip. And then I got a weapon damage glyph on there. I still need to make that a gold weapon damaging enchant. It'll give it 435 instead of 400. So screw it. Let's add 35 more damage. Shield, I got a stamina enchant, and I made that impen because this build already has pretty much max resistances at all times, so the crit resistance is better than reinforced. Monster sets, running Bloodspawn. I got 2 Divines pieces and 5 impen is what I'm running right now, and then 5 medium, 2 heavy. You can mess with that if you want a little bit more crit or whatever. Bloodspawn, I think, is unbeatable on a DK because you get your sustain from ults, and this build's going to be building ults like crazy. I got a tri-stat on this one and then Stam on everything else. What else? I've tried Slimecraw if I got a small group going, or if you're zerging around, I would say put on Slimecraw because you got more targets to take the pressure off of you, and this will bump your crit up significantly. Well, enough. I think mine's 29 right now without it. Yeah. And some people like it a little more. I used to too, but the way I'm running this right now, it doesn't really matter. So that gets it to 33 and gives you 8% extra damage on everything. That won't show up, but it will show up on your hits. You can also run Troll King if you want extra healing. You can run 1 Veli, 1 Kina, or 1 Crag if you want that penetration and damage if you're just going for heavy leaps. But I found Bloodspawn's the best for the way I run it. Then we got a heavy fortified brass chest, just for that. Instead of running 2 heavy Bloodspawn, I got 1 heavy, 1 medium, and then the heavy chest for that extra resistances. Fortified brass is an awesome set. It gives you health, which helps because you're running medium, so you want a little bit extra health. Physical spell resistance, and when you gold it out, I believe it's like 5100 physical and spell resistance on the 5-piece. I have that on the rest of the body, so it's up all the time. I've seen people run it just on the swordboard bar. I don't really like that. The reason I like this build is because pretty much everything is going all the time. You don't have to wait. It's not like you're running 7th Legion and you gotta wait for the health and damage thing to proc before you leap or whatever. You just have everything ready all the time with this. So all medium, all stam, all impen, except for that chest is divines. Jewelry, I got necklace of agility, ring, weapon damage on the rings and magic recovery on the agility. I like that because I'm using igneous and hardened armor, and if I'm getting jumped, taking a lot of heat, it's nice to be able to spam those shields pretty easily. And igneous also gives you stand back and healing, so I'm throwing that in my rotation quite a bit. That gives you max stam and weapon damage. So that's it for the gear. The stats, I'm not in Cyrodiil right now, but let's look at the stats here. Oh, and I don't have my food on, which reminds me I am running dubious for the food. It gives you max stam, max health, and stam recovery. So, real nice. Let's see here. So, stats, what do we got? We got 10k max magic, 17k health, 32k stam. That health is going to get boosted up in Cyrodiil. It's more like 22.5, 23k. And you might say it's a little low for a DK, but our resistances are insane. So, and it's fun to bait out Nightblades and have them attack you and then realize how tanky you really are. That's what we got for that. Recovery 1366 on the stam. For weapon damage, we got, damn it, we got a 3577 weapon damage, and then when that weapon damage glyph procs on the back bar, that goes up to like 4k, and then if you have a continuous attack going, that goes up to like 4400. So pretty good damage for a stam DK with max resistances. I would say if you're pushing max resistances, that's about as high as you can get it. On the front bar, we got 29 and 26 physical resistance with 21k crit resistance. And then on the back bar, that goes up to 32. And then when Bloodspawn procs, you're well above the cap with 2300 crit resist. For skills, one other thing, I'm also running immovable speed pots, which are clutch on a DK. For getting away, you can rotate on players real easily. If you're going into a fight, pop it, you got speed, because DKs are generally pretty slow, so I'm used to playing a Stamps work, so I like the speed. For skills, I got Venomous Claw, puts a dot on him, pretty heavy dot too, over 10 seconds, and it increases in damage the longer it's on. It's usually not on for the full length, but it gets the job done. Then we got Rally as a burst heal, another reason why we're running medium. Yeah, I do have to slot 2 skills to get my snare immunity, but I like that dodge chance too. Plus, with how tanky this build is, like, it's tough to hit, tough to kill. We got Rally, we got Dizzy and Swing. You can do Wrecking Blow if you want to just max out your leap damage and power it with a Wrecking Blow. I like the CC, and I am running 2 CCs, so it's kind of redundant, but I like Dizzy and Swing a little more. I took off my gap closer. I ran gap closers forever, and I finally took it off and put Carve on. You're probably wondering what the hell is Carve, because no one really uses this ability. It's the third one in the 2-hand tree. This is one of the morphs. One of them gives you a shield, one of them gives you minor heroism. Carve is the minor heroism. So I'm getting ult from that, Bloodspawn, and my Asylum Battle Axe, which gives 14 ultimate based on your reverse / execute damage. So we're getting ults pretty quick. Yeah, I'm running Carve there. You can keep your gap closer on if you want. I would run Stampede to put a snare on people over crit charge. Reverse Slice, that is another pairing with that Asylum Axe. You're going to be getting more execute damage out the more people you hit. And then Take Flight. You can run Dawnbreaker if you want. I just like the way Take Flight looks because it's so sexy when you go diving into a group of people and they all splatter out. Also, with the Dragon Bones patch, it's not out on Xbox yet, but this will be undodgeable. So, real nice. And then for the back bar, we got Hardened Armor. You can run volatile if you want to get that 6th dot on people, because you got 1 from your 2-hand passive for using the battle axe. That's a bleed. You got venomous, you got carve, and then you got double dot poison. So that's 5. Magic players can purge 5. So if you want an extra, I believe the poison damage from volatile is another dot. I like the shield. It actually helps out a lot. It's just a little tiny shield, but it does help. Then we got resolving vigor, of course. Shuffle, keep those snares off you. Then we got igneous shield. This ability is just the best for Stam DKs. I think everyone should be running it. It gives you minor vitality, so increases your healing. Gives you some Stam back. It also gives you minor brutality, increase in your weapon damage, and then you got major brutality from rally, so those stack real nicely. Plus that little shield when snipers are around you while you're fighting other people, or you got magsorks out there throwing flame wheels at you or hitting you with their staves and crap. You can spam this pretty well. I managed decently with just the 758 mag recovery to keep this going. Then I got reverb. If you're running a group where someone else already has this, you can throw venomous back here if you want, and then put expert hunter on the front. You'll get more damage and more crit. It doesn't add up to much, but that crit is nice on the front bar. And then you can put venomous here, or you can put noxious to penetrate. You can do fossilize here. I run that sometimes. It's nice to break healers down, because they gotta break and then dodge roll out of it, and it kills their stam. And yeah, just most people don't know what to do, and it will break down block, it'll break down healing. It is a really nice ability. You can put, if you're running if you're running a gap closer instead of carve, you can throw heroic slash on the back bar to get your heroism. I don't know, that last spot's a flex spot, but I really like reverb. Then I'm using spell wall as the back bar ultimate, which has saved my ass so many times from fat zergs and their little zerglings sniping the hell out of you and just trying to jump your ass. You pop this, you pop one of those immovable speed pots, you hit shuffle, and you sprint the hell out of there, and then you can kite a few of the thirsty ones around some line of sight and give them the build after that. So I like spell wall. I tried corrosive. I thought that it just cost too much ultimate. Like, you can almost have 2 spell walls up by the time you save up ultimate for this, and that was costing me, like, it was costing me a lot of DPS when I'm waiting for this. I liked it because it gives you, you ignore their physical resistance, which is nice, and it's got a little bit longer duration. I just don't prefer it. I prefer spell wall on the back. That's it for skills. For champion points, I still only have 628 champion points, so I'm still grinding, but this will give you an idea. In the tower, I got 23 into warlord. I got 64 mooncalf, 64 arcanist. I might pull those out of arcanist because it's really not adding that much magic damage, and throw them into like tenacity or tumbling or befoul. Since I'm using reverb, I might just split those all up. I got 21 into befoul to get that reverb up to 20%. I got quite a bit in roll dodge. I do that a lot because I tend to find myself leaping into a fat zerg and then just trying to get him going, piss him off a little bit, so I'm roll dodging around, stay alive. I got a little bit into Shadow Ward. I don't block that much with this build because your resistances are already nice. But if you see a Dizzy and Swing spammer coming up, or someone shooting flame wheels at you, or a snipe or something, you can throw out block, or a meteor, throw out block. I got 43 into Blessed, 29 into Master at Arms. I will keep feeding them in there. I would like it to get it up to like 15%. And I'll keep feeding them into Thaumaturge, since I do use a lot of dots now. If you're going for the pure damage, like you're just running Slime Craw, Expert Hunter, Dawnbreaker, all those kind of abilities, I would just put them all into Master at Arms, maybe a little into Precise Strikes, a little more. 23 Precise Strikes, 22 Piercing. I like to run at least 2k pen on my builds, so 22 in there, 76 into Mighty. 23 into Ironclad. I'll probably keep boosting that up a little bit, and Resistant, I want that up more. I want my crit resist to be like 2500 instead of 2300, what it is right now. I got 10 into Thick Skin, 56 Hardy, 56 Elemental Defender, 2 Expert Defender, and 19 into Quick Recovery. If you put more than 5% into this, I've heard it's got greatly diminishing returns, so I just keep it right there, just to get that Field Physician passive. And that is it for this build. Like I said, you can switch up a lot of stuff on it. I'm running kind of the dot version of it right now. If you want to go pure damage, switch this out for a Great Sword, switch this out for Slime Craw, or 1 Crag, 1 Veli, something like that. And switch your skills up a little bit, and I'm sure you can get some heavy leaps. But that's it. If you want to see some action of me playing this build, I got a video up, and I'll link that in the description. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. I'll try and get to them. Yeah, this was my first build video, so if you're still watching, I guess I'm doing alright. If you like it, hit that like button, and thanks for watching.